Good afternoon. This is Don Samuels, 5th Ward Council Member, and this is my weekly update, and a surprising one at that. This is at Penn and Broadway, and at the site of some of the worst destruction of the most recent tornado just yesterday. So I wanted to be out here today to give you an update as to what's happening and where we go from here. The city has designed a three-zoned response, starting with the southwestern part of the tornado and heading northeast of the north side. And that's in the Willard Hay neighborhood, then up through like the Jordan area, and then the third zone would be up in the Camden area. And I will be sending out maps with that information very soon. Well, actually, maps have been sent out to neighborhood organizations to disperse them to the community at large. I will also be sending out some written information this afternoon, maybe being sent out right now at around 10 o'clock, 10:30, giving you the written description of what the relief support plans are. So right now in each zone we have dispersed 10 teams of city staff, which includes code enforcement folks and assessors. They're looking at houses and deciding which ones are condemnable, which ones people can be allowed back in to get their stuff, and which ones people can move back in to live. They are doing that house to house, knocking on each door. And at the end of that, they will designate those different categories of houses, and they will also open up that zone for relief volunteers and construction workers to come in, board up houses that need to be board up windows that need to be boarded up for folks who have windows blown in, and to clean up debris. We have a force of volunteers from Urban Homeworks, Summit Academy OIC, and volunteers from other organizations coming together, assembled right now at a building called Cross Connections at 1823 Emerson Avenue. So if you're a volunteer and you want to go there, they will assign you to an area or to a task, and you will join that team in that three-zone strategy. In addition to that, Public Works and the Park Board and Excel Energy are working together to clear debris that is obstructing power lines that are down or laying on the lines, so that they can restore power to the area. Half of the area has been restored already, but there are still, I think, 11,000 homes that need power. So Public Works will be doing that they'll be working a 12-hour shift from 7 this morning till 7 this evening. Some other more urgent work will be continued through the night, and they'll pick up again in force tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. And so that's basic information. There's relief happening still for families at the Families Assistance Center, at the Armory, at Broadway and Central. Families are then being assigned after 24 hours to the Drake Hotel for more long-term temporary housing. And the convention center has been opened up to help people with everything from dental to legal advice to medical advice and help to home and shelter help. So Project Homeless is operating out of there, and folks can call 311 and get more detailed information as to how and where to go on any of these issues. Our 311 service would have it. Again, 311 if you see problems that need to be dealt with, and 911 if it's an emergency, if you see someone breaking into a home. We have a lot of cops out on every block virtually. We have assistance from suburban cops and cops from the rest of the city, making sure that we are safe. In addition to that, if you're cutting up your debris, you can put it, your timber and brush on the sidewalks for now, and the crews will pick it up later. But we'll be announcing later on this afternoon what you can do to dispose of trash that's been blown around and is verified garbage. We're going to deal with that in a more organized way, and we're going to have places that you can bring your stuff to. So We're working hard, folks. The federal government is assessing now whether we will qualify as a disaster area. They have strict codes for that. We have to meet a threshold of $6.9 million in uninsured damage. We know we have a lot more damage than that, but is it uninsured? That's what the assessment is being done. Those teams that are assessing the 3 zones, they'll feed that information to our city assessor, who will then assess the full weight of the damage, and that information will feed into FEMA to see if we qualify as a federal disaster area. The money that is not provided by the federal folks will be provided by the state. They will have a lower threshold than that 6.9 in case we do not meet that threshold to get state aid. And of course, the city itself is doing all we can on the ground to make sure you're safe, make sure the garbage is picked up, and that I believe strongly that when this is all done, the north side will be a more beautiful and more safe place to be. So we're just going to work together, make sure that we do everything we can to help you. And so 311 again, and you can ask for my office if you need help from me directly. And God bless you, and we hope you're safe.